Oh, hey there. So, whoa, you guys are fast. This is awesome. Um, did this go live while I was upstairs and me not realize it? I am Aaron. This is the Call to Cinema, and we're going to talk about Vinegar. We're not Vinegar Cinema announcement. We are going to talk about Kino's announcement, which is actually bigger than even I actually realized. My dad actually kind of cued me in on that, and it should be fun. So wow, we got some nice. Hey, Jason, Chris, Carlito, Indy, uh, Jay, and Nerd Junior College, that's a cool name actually. So it's not like there was no like actual films officially announced, but we did get an announcement for Vinegar Syndrome, and basically it's pretty simple stuff. But this is what they said. Just a couple of updates right now. There's April pre-orders are going to go live Monday afternoon. That's so we know the date for the April pre-orders. Halfway flash pre-orders will take place March 27th to March 29th. Hey, Javid. And apparently, there's going to be a big reveal on March 27th, a huge reveal. Hey, Donato. Oh, welcome, Alan. You're not that late, actually. I'm pretty late because this was actually going before I actually realized that. And March releases will begin shipping out on Monday. So the 27th looks to be the big day for Vinegar Syndrome. That's when we're going to get a lot of announcements. And whatever it is, Vinegar Syndrome said it's huge. And for me, the Angel set was huge, the Amityville set was huge, the Jowl set was huge. But this is a kind of a I think this is a single release. But they said this is going to be a big deal. You haven't said yet it was going to be 4K releases. But I guess if it's a really big one, probably. They'll probably do like a regular and a 4K release, just like they did with Tammy and the T-Rex. I've heard some people say, and I think Jay Bean, hey Doc, Daz, I think it was you that I saw said this. Welcome, Shadow Man. That that there's going to be a March 27th, 29th, halfway to Black Friday Flash. Is that the Flash sale? Is that going to be the Black Friday sale? Flash pre-orders will take place. I think the pre-orders are taking place. I thought the actual Black Friday sale, hey George, is actually going to be on. Is that normally in May? But pre-orders for the Flash sale will begin on the 27th, or maybe they're going to push it up this year. Maybe do it in April, and that's how they're doing it on the 27th. They usually do it like about a week or so, or at least a few weeks before they actually do it. What I think now, I've heard some people say like I've guessed that Rad could be the release. Now myself, I'm not going to be eventually buy Rad, but it's not a day one buy for me if that's the release. It's not going to be something that I would be excited about. That being said, I'd buy it. It's if I'm correct, I haven't seen it in a long time. I think it's a BMX movie. Am I right? Because the person that guessed Rad, and we're still in the guessing stages right now. But I would like to know what everybody else thinks that it could possibly be. Severin can do Overboard. Overboard was a drunken mistake, but Severin has to do it now. So, but they said it's going to be like a bigger release than they've ever done before. More mainstream in a way, but Vinegar Syndrome's mainstream is different from other people's mainstream. I don't think it's going to be something like an Overboard or anything like that. I think it's either going to be something it's definitely going to be a cult classic type. Uh, I would say something along maybe if it's not a horror one, maybe it'll be an action title. I would lean more towards horror in a big announcement for them, something that they could get. Can you imagine if Vinegar Syndrome got Fade to Black or something like that? Do I have a? Hold on a second. I think I got my freaking light on here. I do too, which is going to kill my battery. And I hate when my light comes on. Okay, how do we do this again? All right, there we go. Hey, Ricky, welcome, man. we're going to be talking tonight. But and they made a big announcement. Well, I think it's a big announcement. What my dad thinks is a huge announcement. They are still gonna do Last House on Dead End Street. I think there's been some issues with getting the transfer done and everything. It's been a while. Uh, I don't know if it's going to be Rad. That's one of the guesses. Um, but Rad is it's a BMX film. I don't see that being one that people will be super excited about though. Like personally, what's the movie with the Dwight Schultz? Is it Alone in the Dark? I'm not sure. If it's the Uwe Boll Alone in the Dark, I don't want to see that. Um, but I think it would be neat if they had something like really, uh, something kind of interesting that came through that we were not expecting. Um, Something that you would normally think that like a Scream Factory would get, or somewhere like something like that. So, like to scoop them out. I already think they scooped Scream Factory when it came to the Angel set. Uh, as for 976 Evil 2 will be interesting. Ghoulies, I love to see a Ghoulies set. Like Ghoulies 1 and 2, I already got that from Scream Factory. But like Ghoulies 3, there's 4 Ghoulies films, right? That'd be interesting as well. Well, see, there's a reason for it to be his favorite film, William, because your cousin know the actors in it. I don't remember a lot about Rad. I remember like there was what's the name of the Nicole Kidman BMX movie? Was that BMX Bandits or something like that? Or am I thinking of like a something totally different? But no, there was a Nicole Kidman film that when she was younger, BMX Bandits. So it is BMX Bandits. See, the reason I wasn't sure, Daz, is because there's a skit on. I'm not sure if you guys ever watched. God, was it? Well, show I can't remember the name right now, but there was the guys from Peak Show anyway, and it's their names which I can't remember, but they had this like skit where basically Angel Summoner and BMX Bandit, and basically in it there's a guy that can summon angels to help fight crime, and there's a guy on a BMX bike, and he can pop wheelies and do jumps and stuff like that, and the whole thing is that they're like duo, they're a team. Hey, Dungeon, and like the BMX band is always like, all right, so how about we go there and I'll just jump over here and I'll pop some wheelies and and then I'll distract them. And he said, yes, we could do that, or I could just summon some angels, and yeah, under the box sets, complete Sartana and I think it's Bob, maybe the Bob Hoskins set. I'm not quite sure. Can't see it from over here. So, what did Kino announce? They announced the movie as well, and it's kind of a big one. It was a movie that had some issues, some rights issues getting it out. So it's been one that's been on my dad's want list for years now, and he honestly thought it was never going to come out. And that is Curse of the Undead, which is a cool little black and white vampire film. Super cool. And it's coming out. Kino is actually putting it out. And a lot of people, I guess some people don't realize how much of a task that one was to get and to put out. So kudos to Kino for getting Curse of the Undead, because I gotta say, uh, from my dad, and it's one that I never thought was going to get out. I thought maybe like Shout Factory down the road might be able to get it out, but there's been issues getting this one out for some reason. Um, Now if they can put it, the I was a teenage werewolf, then we're in business. Have I seen Alone in the Dark with Dwight Schultz? I've seen Alone in the Dark. I'm not sure about the Dwight Schultz one. Audition, let me know, Eric, what you think of it. I really like the movie Audition. I think it's really good. Now, Murdoch from the A Team. I love, fantastic guy, fantastic singer, by the way. He was actually offered the chance to take over uh, the lead song, like become the next lead singer of Queen after Freddie Mercury passed away, and he turned it down. because he's like, he said, "There's no way I'm Alone in the Dark." Oh, well, the Alone in the Dark with Jack Palance and Donald Pleasance and Martin Landau is one of my favorites. That's one that I want to see on Blu-ray. It's one that I've been excited about for years. I'm a huge like Donald Pleasance fan, but Jack Palance too. Do I have Attack the Killer Bees? I don't think I do. I got the Bees, like the one Vinegar Syndrome put out. Good film, by the way. But I don't know if I got Attack the Killer Bees. I have to check. I got a lot of those Killer Bees type movies. Cult Epics releasing Tintel Brass Peel box along with the documentary. I think I have the documentary, unless it's a new one. If it's a new documentary, I definitely want it. Well, I want it anyway because I like Tintel Brass. Got wrong Alone in the Dark. I'm trying to figure which Alone in the Dark that one is. So I asked on my Instagram. I learned Dark from Jack Shoulder. Jay, that's the one that's my favorite. CGIB is definitely not that. I don't think so. Jack Shoulder, we're going to do like Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. Hey, Brian, welcome, man. And I asked what they wanted to see. And I gave a couple different options. Do I think Vinegar Syndrome will release Jess Franco or Tintel Brass? There's been so much of brass put out there. I'm not quite sure if to do brass or not. I think Call Epics has been pretty much grabbing up a lot of that. But Jess Franco, I know Severance grabbed a lot of Franco. So it'll depend on what's left out there to be put out. I would love to see Jess Franco or Vinegar or Tintel Brass put out by Vinegar Syndrome. Stiff one, not in the box. Then I definitely want it, man. Because I got the box set. That's one of my favorites. Joe D'Amato. Joe D'Amato is woefully under recognized. So yeah, I would definitely like to see some Joe D'Amato. Because I've seen like what have we seen on Blu-ray come out from D'Amato? Like I know there's been like some Severance stuff, but if I'm correct, isn't there still a lot of D'Amato that we haven't seen? So anyway, hopefully everybody's going to like the collection video tonight because it's a big one. I asked, and the people that were on Instagram, like, kind of voted on it, and they chose Anchor Bay. So I'm going to be doing Anchor Bay. And the neat thing about doing Anchor Bay is one big thing is that I got a pretty big Anchor Bay collection, but a lot of these Anchor Bay ones that I'm going to show, hey Dave, are movies that some of these aren't on Blu-ray or haven't got a really good Blu-ray collector's release. So as we go through, we can talk about and point out some of the ones that we would like to see get a good release and what company you would like to see them come out from. So that's what I thought I'd do tonight, kind of make it fun. And hopefully you guys like that idea. Who likes that idea? One person left, so I'm guessing one person doesn't like the idea. But who likes the idea of doing the Anchor Bay collection and just basically as we go through, if we see stuff that's not out on Blu-ray, to basically talk about. I've never seen Tack Care Donuts. Anchor Bay DVD of Slugs. I like Slugs. I got the Midnight Movie Madness of that one. So I got to put this here on top of my my cup, or don't know any Anchor Bay titles. We bet to know some because I got a few I'm going to show you. So Anchor Bay was a company that started doing the genre DVDs and VHS. Actually, it started with VHS before any other company was really doing it. Like they kind of started this whole thing. There was the major companies and stuff, but if you wanted to get like a good genre release, unless you're looking at the dollar, then the company that you were going to initially was Anchor Bay. Anchor Bay released many, many copies of Night of the Living Dead, which reminds me, I've got a couple other Anchor Bay ones that I don't have right here that I'll grab after this. Put back in Derek Gentle's Trauma. Ooh, we're going to get into that. Getting glitchy for it. Hopefully it's not glitchy for everybody, because I'm going to try to do the best I can to go through this. So we're going to start here. Anchor Bay was known for putting up multiple copies of The Evil Dead. Oh, yeah. That was the notification I got from a game that I'm playing. I just turned it down. Hey, Jacob. So I apologize for that. All right, so we're going to start like in no particular order here. It's going to be like new Anchor Bay and old Anchor Bay. Yeah, Anchor Bay was initially spearheaded by William Lustig. He left to do Blue Underground, which would be kind of the spiritual successor to Anchor Bay. Anchor Bay would be taken over by Stars, the TV station Stars. So they took over Anchor Bay, and in my opinion, they did a really bad job, and it's a shadow of its former self. Thanks, Alan. So we'll start off with a few here. We'll go through these, and when it comes to stuff that's not available on Blu-ray or DVD, let's talk about those. Yeah, Stars definitely sank Anchor Bay. That's what I think too. Buffering on that for you too. Hopefully, does anybody else have sound issues? Uh, so hopefully, I'm hoping it's not an everybody thing. I don't have to cancel this video tonight. Because I'll be honest, it's making me a little on the self-conscious side. Okay, this is my only mic, and slowly saving for my mic. That's what I'm doing my best. All right, where's I at? Okay, Anchor Bay. Sorry for that. So, Evil Dead 2. This was put out many, many times by Anchor Bay, both on VHS and DVD. Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 were, yeah, a lot of times. You could get this in multiple different versions, multiple copies. And now, not to say about Evil Dead because, well, we've all seen that one. The Entity also has a release. Anchor Bay did start with VHS Javid. They initially did VHS releases of movies like Halloween, and they brought Hammer Horror over here to North America. They did a lot of Hammer Horror, like collector's edition releases with the clamshell VHS cases, and of course they're the ones that put out a Return to Oz, the one with the Fruza Bulk, and of course Supergirl. They put out Supergirl. They put out the international cut of that one, the long cut that wasn't that wasn't done in the theater. As long as I'm looking good. Now, they were kind of big. I mean, I think Anchor Bay started out as like really two companies. There was like Star Makers and another company. They kind of came together and became Anchor Bay. Yes, yeah. Now it's a screen fact. Right. Next up is I know this one has a Blu-ray, but I'm not sure if this one has like a really good Blu-ray. Hey, Adele, and that is Corman's World, which is actually is a really good documentary. I'm a huge Roger Corman fan. It was the Shout Factory Corman collection releases that got me back into collecting after I'd stopped collecting. Intro to the widescreen format. Actually, Anchor Bay was a lot of people's intro to the widescreen format. Or you get a lot of people like, I'm not sure about this. Seems like part of the edges are cut off and the top or bottom. Oh God, just drive it well. I don't have that one ties, but I didn't. Did Anchor Bay put that one out? Wow, I didn't know actually. One of the later Anchor Bay ones, and one of my favorites, hey Rick, is Silent Night. When it comes to like remake, this is a really good one. What's the Vinegar Syndrome announcements? All right, basically they announced that from the 27th to the 29th, they're going to be doing the Flash pre-sales, and they're going to have a big announcement on the 27th. What's on my collection for toilet paper? No, I wouldn't. When did I start collecting? I started collecting when I was young. I initially collected comic books, Brian, but eventually I stopped collecting them, and I collected comics and cards. I started to collect movies, but I moved like several times, and I would end up having to sell my collections over and over again, and it got frustrating. So I just stopped collecting anything. When I moved to St. John's in 2009, I think that's when I started collecting again. So everything that you see around me is from 2009. So everything in my collection is from 2009 onwards. But I collected like that. Back in the 80s, man, I was collecting like video games, stuff like that. I was a kid. I got to see Candy Snatch as well. Well, it's coming up to that time. That's the thing. They always do the announcement, and basically you're going to get an announcement of whatever the big movie is. And of course, like somebody said here before, there'll be like just question marks type of thing, kind of like in shadowed what the other films are. But they usually give you clues. Last time that they did an announcement like this, they gave the clues. I remember, I guess it was the Angel Collection. So maybe we'll see what the clues are on the. So maybe on 27th, I'll do a video that night if everything's going okay. And if there's any clues at the time, I'll try and see if I can guess the clues. We can see together if we can decipher what the clues are, what some of the other big films that'll be announced for the big Black Friday sale are going to be. So let's get the newer ones out of the way first. That's the ones that I want. I remember the first movie I ever bought. I remember the first DVD I ever bought. It was Wishmaster 2, double feature on Artisan, and the next day I went down. There was like a kind of a $5 DVD bin, and I bought Curse of the Devil, which is a Paul Naschy film. My first VHS that I ever bought, it was probably, let's see, probably Full Moon release. And I'm not happy with Full Moon right now. First Blu-ray, I don't know actually. I remember the first DVD I bought my dad too. I bought him Jaws, but it was like the collector's edition. But first Blu-ray I bought, I'm not really sure. Man, you guys are like filled with great questions tonight, actually. Ned the Werewolf. Oh, nice. I love Paul Naschy. I got to get into watching some Paul Naschy again soon. First Faces of Rambo 3. Oh, cool. The Last Will and Testament of Rosalind Lee. This was directed by, oh God, I'm pretty sure this has something to do with like, was this like a kind of a Rue Morgue type release or something? Like, it's been a while since I've seen this one. A Rue Morgue promoted or something like that. Shatter, which is a Hammer film. Beast of Mad Show. I need to buy that one too, Ricky. My dad's got it. He loves it. He says it's a great release. This is a different one. But, yeah, it's Stuart Whitman and Peter Cushing. There's one called Rat Race. I don't actually, but I know the one you're talking about. I remember I had a top loader VCR. I love the top loaders. But eventually the spring went in a bit. So like many people, I had to put like books on top of my top loader so that the movie would play. So if anybody knows the days of VCRs and the top loaders, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But still, I prefer a top loader over one that kind of you kind of put in, because once that baby got stuck in there, man, it was hard. Did this one get a good release? This one probably did. I'm not quite sure. John Cleese's Clockwise. You know, I haven't seen this movie in a long time. I remember liking it back in the day. But I still have my Laserdisc player. Actually, I'm looking at it right now. But I don't remember whether this one ever got a really good release or not. They've done some musicals. I'm not sure if I got any here. We'll find out along the way. Now, this one hasn't got a really good release, and the JVCs are awesome, Dave. I love the JVC. They're like a quality VCR. But does anybody remember this film? Zorro the Gay Blade. Like, I'm serious. Does anybody remember this movie? George Hamilton playing dual roles, and he plays Zorro, Don Diego La Vega, and he plays Zorro's brother. And what's his brother's name? I can never remember. Don Diego Vega and Ramon, his twin brother Ramon Vega. And whereas Zorro is kind of really good with the sword, he gets injured, so he can't be Zorro for a while. So his brother takes over, and he spices up the Zorro costume. These are the originals, yeah. And he has a whip. He's not good with a sword, but he's really good with a whip. There's jokes in there that probably wouldn't be as well taken today. But I actually really like this film. I do, and I even had the novelization of the movie. It's just silly fun. Track, but don't you kind of miss it almost in a way, Rich? You like kind of. But another thing I like them, like you'd often see these here, because there is Zorro's brother, the different costumes that he wore. It is. It's definitely a spoof. It's a silly film. Back in the day, when they made just like really silly films, and they were just silly. And Airplane, was another silly film. Okay, and in the newer stuff, I don't know if I watched this or not. Good cast though. Maybe I should watch it. This is House of Witch Doctor. Maybe you guys can tell the Witch Doctor. Maybe you guys can tell me if you've seen this movie. Bill Moseley and Leslie Easterbrook. So I think I probably got this in a Dollarama, and love the cover. And I always pick up this. This is the stars, like Anchor Bay. You can tell the difference because this is the new Anchor Bay symbol. See, and this here with the sailboat. That's the original Anchor Bay symbol. That's what you would initially see when you had an Anchor Bay release. And that's how you know the difference between getting an older Anchor Bay release is you see this here like a sailboat, and the new Anchor Bay releases, there's this kind of like weird shaped A, which is supposed to be kind of like similar to a sail. But I'm not a big fan of it, the new symbol. Don't worry, we'll get into some of the more rare stuff. But if I'm correct, I don't think if Zorro the Gay Blade doesn't have a really good Blu-ray release, I would love to have for that to have a great Blu-ray release. Back when Comedy Actors had actual timing. I can't disagree with some of that actually. This is not a good movie, but let's show it. Day of the Dead 2, Contagion. This is by the guys that took over. They kind of like stole the rights pretty much. I say stole, the bottom of the Day of the Dead and Creepshow films. They're pretty good actually. The Stars Inc. release are fairly decent. Like just look, this is one right here. But as you can see, like a lot of the Stars ones are pretty like bare bones. But we'll look see as I go through if I see any ones that But there were a few like kind of classic ones there. Stuff like the Ford brothers did The Dead, and actually I'm a really big fan of this film. It's one of those that I bought, so I don't have bought sight unseen. They did release Blu-rays too. I got a couple. I got like Camel Spiders, which I'll never watch because I don't like spiders, but I got it anyway because it had the Anchor Bay logo on it. Yep. Do I have the Disney's live action Zorro? I have the complete series actually, and not only do I have it, I got it in those cool black steel cases that they put out. Now I don't think this one's gotten a really good like Blu-ray release either. Not from like a major company like Scream Factory or anything like that. It'd be interesting to see that done though. A lot of the stuff you're going to see here, some of it will have gotten releases, so we'll do those. I've like this one here was put out by Raven's Banner, and I'm a fan of Mask of Zorro. I love Mask of Zorro. I love all the Zorro films actually. Zorro's one of my favorite characters. Little known fact: Zorro's actually one of my favorite characters. So this is the Battery. I haven't done the top Sword and Sorcery. Thanks for reminding me of that one, Sword and Sandal, because I mentioned that. Was it you mentioned it before? Jim Wynorski, so I might have to watch it. I'm going to guess there's some like Jim Wynorski type scenes in there. So The Battery, it's a film I really liked. It's one of their later things. This is Happy Birthday to Me. I've got this on Anchor Bay DVD, Mill Creek Blu-ray, and Indicator Blu-ray as well. I don't mind the transitioning so much from Raiders of the Lost Ark for some reason. Some movies bother me more than others, I guess. This was like one of the earlier Stars, I think, Blu-ray releases. As you can see, it's pretty like tame. A little bit sneezy. Hold on a second, I'll be right back. We got a lot to go through there. Is the Dead DVD or Blu-ray? The Dead is DVD, and that's NTSC. All the Anchor Bay stuff is NTSC. Great. Did I mention that full moon pissed me off tonight? Because if it didn't, I should. God, I'll sneeze there for a second. Uh, I guess I did say eight-legged freaks. Uh, Full Moon is apparently making a movie called Corona Zombies. I'm not joking. This is the thing Full Moon is apparently doing. Uh, so at a time when they could be like a decent company and, reaching out, maybe putting out like trials for their Full Moon streaming service or type of things where some people are isolated, that type of thing. Getting they're making Corona Zombies, and because Full Moon always about the buck first. It just hits me as like super tasteless. But hey, it's something I expect like Asylum or something to do. But no, Full Moon, just jumping on that train. Maybe it's just me. I'm weird that way. So Night Stalker, Night Strangler, they did a double feature of these, which super stoked to, yeah, that's super stoked to get this one. Of course, now I have these on Blu-ray from Kino. I cannot recommend these enough. Oh, man, I can't get through Evil Bong. Oh, well, I can get through Evil Bong, just can't get through the sequels. They're horrible. Next up is Chud, which again already does have a good release. So I got this one. I am serious, man. Unfortunately, I wish I wasn't serious. Chud was put out by Arrow Video. I think that went out of print. I'm not sure about that one, but I mean the Arrow Video one went out of print for a while. Next two are pretty simple. They're the Dead Space. I love Chud. You got to give Chud another chance, Brian. The Dead Space animated features. There's Dead Space Aftermath and Dead Space Downfall. I actually did like these. I thought these were actually kind of cool animation and well done. They're definitely done well for their source material, and I did enjoy them. You notice that one has the old school, well, not the old school, but the kind of the second logo. And Chud is not god awful. Chud is a really cool film. Part two. Now I can agree with you. We're talking about part two. I love Night School. That's Rachel Ward, right? It's, she's a Australian actress from Against All Odds. I think that was one of her early films. You love Bunch of Chud? I haven't seen that one in ages. Is that Garrett Graham? But Night School, I definitely would. I got Night School. It's a Warner Archives release, and I got the actually DVD disc now one right here. I really enjoyed it. So anything Garrett Graham, I'm sorry, Garrett Graham, you rock. So anything he does is cool. I don't think I had better than the first though. Like Chud, I really liked. Um, Silent Night, Deadly Night. Again, the original one of this. I got the Blu-ray of that now, the Scream Factory one, and of course, before Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2 was available, it was only available in this 2-pack. So I bought this 2-pack as well. Do I want to go to the rare stuff first? One that I think is finally getting a Blu-ray release, if I'm correct, is Murder by Decree, a fantastic Bob Clark film. If you have not seen this, this is an amazing film. It stars Christopher Plummer as Sherlock Holmes. Nope, and I will not have the full Much streaming app anytime in the near future, thanks to their latest film. So screw them on that one. Great cast in this one here. It's basically Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper. It has the classic Bob Clark flares and touches. It's very visual, very, very stunning. Great acting within the film, and much like the really cool closet sequence in Black Christmas, There's a similar like focus on the two eyes, the creepy two eye sequence of Jack the Ripper in this movie here. A really good film. There's this one here has auto commentary with Bob Clark, behind the scenes still gallery, theatrical trailer. The Vincent, you did ping up. That's okay. Vincent, basically, the big announcement is that on the from 27th to the 29th, they're opening up their flash sale pre-orders, and they're going to be announcing on the 27th a really big release, probably one of their biggest releases that they've ever announced. I do not have the Criterion of the Lodger. It's one that I've always wanted, but I've never managed to get it yet. It's something that I do have to get in the near future. I can't get my friggin'. Did I do it with my shirt wrong? I feel like I'm 70s Aaron. Hold on here, guys. There we go. I just noticed that. I apologize. Got a disco ball going in the background. It's usually in May, but the pre-order is going to be open up for 3 days in near the end of March. And they won't announce everything, but they have one title that they think that they say a lot of people are going to be super excited about. Aaron. Yeah. It's pretty early, but I think that's how they did it before, if I remember correctly. Unless they're upping. Oh, I got itchy eye. I don't know if I've watched this one. Well, I have watched the movie, but I haven't watched. I don't think I watched this edition of the movie. It's a Val Guest film, and that is The Day the Earth Caught Fire. I bought this one actually at a Value Village, as you can tell right there. Anytime I get a chance to buy an old Anchor Bay, especially the older Anchor Bay, oh my God. I'm going to have to go like, what's the word? I'm going to have to go like, sterilize my face afterwards because I accidentally touched it. Beyond Therapy, early Jeff Goldblum, again an early Anchor Bay one. This got a release though, I'm pretty sure. If they're good ones, man, go grab them because there's some really cool early Anchor Bay stuff that are out there. One of my favorites, and I on a hairless chest mostly, is The Long Good Friday. Bob Hoskins. I have the Arrow Blu-ray, which is amazing. This one. This was a big set though. This was a bit of a beast. It was for back in the day, it had like two. It was a 2-disc set, which seemed like a big deal at the time. Basically, it had audio commentary, like Bloody Business, the making of Long Good Friday, a Cockney slang glossary. You open it up here, and it's got its own different cover, which is unique. Oh, it's only 1 disc. I always thought this was 2 discs. This is heavy for like a 1 disc release. And you got a booklet in here as well, so rather than just be like, there's an actual booklet on the film. Still got its security sticker thing out. Look. I normally take those off right away when I get home, but I forgot to do it with this one. On that one there, definitely go for the Arrow video one. It's really worth owning. Have I seen the movie called Betsy? Wow, deep cut, Javed. Yeah, I love Betsy. It's It's based on Harold Robbins' book. I actually really like that film. My mom had a corner store, and we had a bunch of VHS tapes. And unfortunately, when we got them, he gave them to us, and some of them didn't have tests. They weren't in like VHS boxes. They were just like all on their own, right? But anyway, I had to watch them all. And Betsy, I liked. I think Laurence Olivier's in that one. And there's a cute girl in Betsy that I really like too. Somewhere, Ricky's comment, why did the piss off got like flagged or something like that. I was trying to unflag it. But I think you know by now, right? Actually going to, I don't remember now, but I remember loving it a lot. because she was gorgeous, and I do remember the scene. Beyond Therapy sucked. Was that Robert Altman? I don't remember. Let me see. You're right. This is Robert Altman. I'm kind of wanting to look. I'll find it soon. Hell of the Living Dead. This is Bruno Mattei. I love Bruno Mattei. He's fun. So this has got a better release, right? That I wish I still had today. Lords of Discipline is one of them. There's a movie that was it David Keith or Keith David? I always get them mixed up because they're very different people. It's Keith David, I think. Lords of Discipline. I really like that film. I wish I still had that one. That's one that I wish I still had. I used to have the complete collection of Highlander on the Anchor Bay sites, and they got swiped from me. And I had the Xena complete collection on Anchor Bay, and that got swiped from me too. So those right there are ones I can think of right off the top of my head. But I'm sure there's tons more that I used to have back then that I don't have anymore. Everybody's favorite, The Howling Reborn, Full Moon, New Blood. This is The Howling done as a Twilight type film. Well, they were really big box sets, and I was like doing doing some, like selling some stuff before I moved back to Newfoundland. And those weren't part of the things I was selling, and somebody kind of took them while looking through the house sale. And unfortunately, sadly, that's the way it happens sometimes. Not everybody is nice. But if I ever found them, I would kick their asses. Because yes. Did this get a good release? I'm actually wondering about this one. Because I actually like this film. And this is a good release of this film, too, by the way. But did this ever get a good Blu-ray release? Because if it didn't, it's definitely one that deserves it. And this is The Osherman Weekend. I actually like this film. But that a couple of DVDs back in the day, but no Blu-rays. I got a standard one. See, standard one's not enough, Troy. This needs a cool release, because did it have the documentary on there too? Because this release here has a 78-minute documentary, Alpha to Omega. Plus there's a never-before-seen full-length screening version of the film on here. Great commentary. Oh, I'm not sure, I don't remember the commentary. Because this was like one of their better, bigger releases. This one is actually a 2-disc set with the booklet here as well. If you've never seen The Osherman Weekend, I find it's a fun film. I like a lot of them. I just recently finished Treadstone, the TV series, season 1. There better be another season of that one, because Aaron likey the Treadstone. That's the doc, the extra. So it's missing the extra cut of the film, the screening version of the film, right? So yeah, if you ever find this one on DVD, grab it just for the extra version of the film. Do we have the original Planet of the Apes films? I do have them on Blu-ray. I don't have the big long set that everybody had, but I got the one that Best Buy put it afterwards. Next up is one that did this one ever get a Blu-ray release? It is a Stephen King. When you think that if it did, and you think now where Stephen King is kind of hot, we'll get one, which is Quicksilver Highway. Again, Mick Garris, because at this point Mick Garris was doing a lot of King stuff. Not a bad film. Raphael Sbarge is in this with Matt Frewer. I didn't mind Quicksilver Highway. It's been a while since I watched it. I actually got to go back and watch this one again. This one again has interview with Frewer, commentary. I have to check. Maybe Indicator did do a release of Osherman Weekend. Indicator's got a big sale going on right now. I was asked earlier if I got any Indicator stuff. I don't have any money on me. My bank account. Blah blah blah. My bank account is tapped right now. God, I can't remember this one so well right now. I know there's this it's more than one story, right? Yes, it's 2 or 3 stories. Chattery Teeth is one of them. I know that. I can't remember what the other story is. But I remember Chattery Teeth because I remember that one. Not a great film, but it's a Children of the Corn remake, guys. It's a Children of the Corn remake. Next up is one that I know. Nothing for you. So you're going for the sets mostly, were you? No, the sets that I need weren't on sale either. Because I need the Dietrich set and I needed the Warren set. Mick Garris did a few different things. I'm sure like he probably worked like much like Argento. He probably worked in stuff like that, like in journalism and that. I know that he ended up getting the stand stuff like that basically because being in the right place at the right time. Do I have the Lost box set? I do have the Lost box set actually. I used to have. I lost the black light because if you got the Lost box set, guys, there's like secret messages hidden on the box set, but you got to have a black light to see them. Anchor Bay did put out a few super bit, I think, but I don't think I got any of them. We'll see as we go through here. This is The Guardian. This is a movie that I grew to like, but first time I saw this movie, utterly hated it. But definitely a cool one. Smallest Show on Earth. This is a Peter Sellers collection one. I've got the actual box set, the complete box set of this. That's just an extra copy. And I have Mad Missions number 1 and number 2. I thought I had the third one here somewhere. Yeah, it's the Friedkin one. It is Jenny Seagrave. And The Hills of Eyes. Definitely one of my favorite releases. I have never seen an Anchor Bay snapper case, I don't think. Great release. Of course, there's now the Big Hills of Eyes one out there. But back in the day, this was one to get. I haven't seen Last After Dark. I keep going to watch it, and I just miss out on it. It is kind of a slasher throwback one, but I personally haven't seen it myself. Though this was a cool release. What's really neat on this one is, and I'm sure it's on the Blu-ray set that I got, is the Looking Back on the Hills of Eyes documentary. But most importantly was the director's films of Wes Craven. And thanks, Troy. I didn't think they did snapper cases. So let me just go put these and grab some of the other ones there. We'll get into some of the more lesser known stuff. Alrighty. Now I have something that I was missing out on before. A place to sit. Warner Brothers. Yeah, Warner Brothers are big on snapper cases. That was kind of their thing. So let's do some more. This is Shock, which is Bava's last film. I love this cover, by the way. This is my favorite cover for Shock. Now, Shock is being released in by Arrow, I think. I did see Woman of Substance actually, but I don't remember it. Hey, Scudder. And if this was called, what's it called back then? The Beyond the Door 2, right? This is Beyond the Door 2, right? So if you got Beyond the Door 3 from Vinegar Syndrome, you're of course going to want to get Beyond the Door 2, or is it Beyond the Door that they're putting it? Maybe they're putting it Beyond the Door. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. You guys correct me, because I get this stuff wrong all the time. Do I like snapper cases? I don't mind them actually. So some people hate them. Like I mentioned them on here the other day, and people are like, "Oh my God, not snapper cases! There's a devil's case." But I don't mind them. Laid to Rest. This is the sequel to what's the Chrome Skull? I think it was called. Or is this the first one? Is Chrome Skull's second one? This is the first one, right? Right. I'm gonna get it wrong again. Lena Headey's in this one. I'm pretty sure she is. Yeah. So, have these gotten a Blu-ray release yet? Like a good Blu-ray release? I mean, not like a Scream Factory or something like that. I thought these were kind of fun. I'm actually really surprised. Started Fudge Up Anchor Bay, yeah. Did screw up Anchor Bay a lot. Obscure and underrated slasher films. Actually, it's a really good idea. Now, the next one needs a Blu-ray release. A good Blu-ray release. That's the second. Thanks, Rich. I wasn't sure. That means I don't have the first. Damn it. The Incredible Hulk, the TV movie, has 2 of the 3 TV movies. It's got The Incredible Hulk Returns, which has Incredible Hulk and Thor. Thor. And the Trial of the Incredible Hulk, which has Daredevil. So, in case you've never seen these movies and you're getting excited because you're going to see Thor and Daredevil, well, first off, let me show you Thor. Yeah. So anytime I'm going to complain about like the superhero movies that are out nowadays, this is what we had. This was Thor. This was our Thor. He drinks a lot. He's kind of a surfer type dude. As for Daredevil, that was our Daredevil. Right there. Though Rex Smith did a good job in the role. I'll give him credit for that. This was a cool release. It definitely needs a Blu-ray release. John Rice Davies as the Kingpin. And if you're a fan of soap operas, Joseph Mascolo, famous for Days of Our Lives, playing Stefano De Miro, was the good guy, the cop, that was Daredevil's friend and was going to be like part of the series. Just need the 80s Spider-Man now. Laid to Rest, thank you. What's the name of the one that I got? No, Laid to Rest is the one I got. Okay, so I do have the first one. Nice. Okay, then I can watch this. Because I haven't seen it in a while. Chrome Skull's the second. Full Moon, Anchor Bay. Puppet Master versus Demonic Ties. This really isn't a Full Moon film, per se. It's directed by Ted Nicola. Was it Nikolai? Nikolai? Nikolai. Okay. But this is more of a sci-fi feature. It's not at all like really in connection with the other films. No, I do not have Death of the Incredible Hulk. That's the third one. That's one where they actually kill off the Incredible Hulk. He falls from a helicopter and dies. The first version do have Masters of the Universe. I only got the cartoon series. I don't have the movie, I don't think. This is an amazing cover for Maximum Overdrive. Just look at this. Just like let this cover's artwork sink in. You got to see the original, for at least the first 3, man. Ricky, if you don't go past the first 3, I understand, but the first 3 are fun. The first 2 are really horror, and the third one's just really fun film. And it's got Richard Lynch in it. Yeah, this cover rocks. Next up is Circus of Horrors, which I think has a release. I do. I have the Vestron video of Maximum Overdrive, but we're going only, since I'm not doing Vestron tonight, we're going through these. This was the first edition of Prominent I ever got. I love this cover. And remember when I said that there's 2 versions of the Prominent box set, the one that I got, the Canadian one that I got, that has the 4 films on it and has a black cover with just Prominent written on it. And I don't have dual, actually. I don't think I got dual. No, I'm pretty sure I don't. And there was a second one that had the remake put in there as well, so it's got 5 discs. So this was what the other cover looked like. I love Prominent 2, Hello Mary Lou. A lot of people don't, but I actually thought it was a lot of fun. I had a blast with it. Third one is I Can Take or Leave. Duel's got like a bare bones release. It definitely is a good release. This one, thankfully, now has a good Scream Factory edition, which I recommend, and I got to get it myself, is Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. Really good film. I went in pretty much... me and Darcy the Mail Girl would get along like gangbusters. Everything you tell me about Darcy the Mail Girl is usually, it's stuff that I like too. So Darcy will never watch these videos, but if she did, I'm sure she'd agree with a lot of my tastes. And here is a horrible cover for this movie. The cover of Band Mass was very good. Same as this one here, Invaders from Mars. Great film by Tobe Hooper, highly underrated. This cover sucks. Looks like you're what? Doesn't this look like? Okay, does this look like? Hey, is this The Omen? Darcy was sitting right next. If Darcy was sitting right next to you, why are you watching me? Just saying. But are you at a convention? But if she was, say hi. Invaders from Mars, excellent film. They were doing a fourth one actually. I know. They were going to do a fourth one, but unfortunately, it's right. Bill Bixby did pass away, and they decided not to move forward on it. Later on, they would make the Ang Lee film, which is actually not as bad as everybody thinks. Saska Sisters. To me, this is the best Saska Sisters film because I haven't seen Rabbit yet, and that is American Mary. Exactly, she would have Alien on the cover. Incredible Hulk versus Matlock. I don't think they do that. But this is a really good one. So if you haven't seen American Mary, definitely check it out. It's a good film. This needs a release. This guy, if this does have a release, I'm going to be excited, and I'm going to have to eventually get it. But Bad Boys. I really like this film. I saw this on VHS back in the day. I'm pretty sure that this copy is not going to work. I actually bought this one at a, as you can tell, at a second-hand place. And back in Newfoundland. I don't mind Mars Attacks. I mean, I didn't like it a lot when I first saw it, but it kind of grew on me. It's one of the movies that grew on me. It's really fun. So we got who's it? Is it Ali Sheedy's in this one? Is it Ali Sheedy? No, it's not. Is it? Yeah, it is Ali Sheedy. Okay, because Ali Sheedy's the girlfriend in this one. Drive Good American Mary's better. As long as it's better than See No Evil 2, which I thought was like a bit of a step for the Saska Sisters. Hey, 4K, welcome, dude. We're going through Anchor Bay here right now. Big day is the 27th. It's a big day for Vinegar Syndrome. It's a big announcement. Bad Boys was directed by the Halloween 2 director, Rick Rosenthal. Was it Rosenthal? I think you're right, too, actually. Yeah, it is Rich Rosenthal. He did a lot of stuff. I don't think this one got a good release yet. It's a fun film. I liked it. Death Before Dishonor. It's a Fred Dreyer, the guy that did Hunter. I'm more of a fan of Hunter than this, but it's pretty cool. I don't remember it hardly at all, actually, to be honest with you. Next up is one that I do have to get the re-release of, because this movie was filmed right here in Nova Scotia, and Lionsgate released. I hope that doesn't mean it's going to be like not a good release, because Lionsgate and some of the releases are the best. I can see that. Fred Dreyer looks like maybe he was just having a bad day, I remember like legit bumping into Joe Girard from Buck Rogers. I was going through a convention, and I was just turning a corner, and like we almost kind of banged into each other. They said they're making a live action She-Hulk, so it'll be interesting to see if that gets done. That's a character that's right for. I would like to see a TV version like for that. Hell Night VHS, good one. DEFCON 4. This was a post-apocalyptic film done in Nova Scotia, in Halifax, actually. Great cover. Hellbound Hellraiser 2. I don't think this one's ever got a good release either. And this is Left in Darkness, which is Stephen J. Cannell, who did a lot of those like cop shows back in the day. But it's got Monica Kino from Freddy vs. Jason. Disney Plus is it sure they're doing She-Hulk? If it is, fantastic. And Tim Thomerson, of course, from the Trancers films and a lot of other things, but I know him from the Trancers films. Should we get through these? Yeah, let's do these next. So I got a bunch of these because I don't have the complete set. I've also got like a Blu-ray edition of some of these somewhere. Do I have Disney Plus? I do have Disney Plus actually, because Mandalorian rocks, and I like Disney. Hey, MC, welcome, man. Oh, and thank you so much. So these are Masters of Horror. Masters of Horror was a series that lasted for 2 seasons. It should have lasted longer, and yeah, Stephen Jake now passed away a while back actually. I don't have the Criterion channel now. It's one that it was more expensive than some of the other ones, and I did have to let some stuff go. It's been, like I said before, it's kind of tight right now, money-wise. So we got Disney Plus and Shudder, and we got Netflix we have that for other reasons as well. Oh, I could definitely say Mark Ruffalo being in the pilot. He would do it in a second. So these are some of the Masters Horror ones I got. I got Hackle's Tale. It definitely is, and when I got more money, I'll get it again. But right now, it's just a little bit pricey for me. Mick Garrison's Chocolate. I like this one. I don't even understand because you're like saving up for your trip and stuff. And of course, a lot of these had like these here, kind of like director baseball cards inside. Bubblegum cards. I have Stuart Gordon's Dream of the Witch House. I actually like this one. Yeah, I did the 2 seasons. Then what's the other one called? They did like a. Sure, this one's got the. I was doing Anchor Bay contest. Man, I wish we'd known about that. So season 1 sets. I got Homecoming, which I really like Homecoming. Looks the cover is very different than the other Masters Horror ones, though. You almost can't tell it's Masters Horror unless you look down low. But this was a really cool film, and it's got the type of like almost biting like political satiricalness that you don't see enough in films nowadays. I love Imprint. This is Takeshi Mikai. I'm pretty sure it's Takeshi Mikai, right? Really love this one. This one banned from cable broadcast. This is one that was put directly onto their. Yes, it's Mikai. Because it's got the Mikai card there. And just see what the back looks like on those. Fear Itself. Thank you, Shadow. This is the one I was trying to remember. I couldn't remember the name of it. They only went 1 season for that one, unfortunately. Oh, the original, yeah. Now they're doing a new She-Hulk, Ellen, so it's going to be cool. The very first episode that I ever saw of Masters of Horror, and the one that made me fall in love with the series in the first place, is this one right here, Incident on and Off Mountain Road. I have read all the John Byrne's She-Hulk comics, and they're gloriously fantastic. There's the Don Coscarelli, which you guys know is important to me because I'm a Don Coscarelli fanatic. I love the Phantasm series. I love to meet Don Coscarelli because I think he's still around, right? And then I have the double feature of Incident on Off Mountain Road and Chocolate because I got this one for really cheap, and it's just got the films on it. I think it's missing the features, but I got the film separately. It's really it's good to know that he's that Coscarelli's nice because he's one of those guys that I really like. Cigarette Burns. It took me a while to get in this one. This is one that people think of as like a classic right away, and it was like the second or third watching before I really got into Cigarette Burns. I actually didn't like it the first time I saw it. I'll always be honest with you about that type of stuff. And last but not least, this is I got 2 copies of this one. Dreams of the Wish House, number 2. Do you have any Lynch? Yeah, what's the name of it? I got like the Twin Peaks set, Mulholland Drive. I love Mulholland Drive. You are going over there. All right, ready for more. This one now is a good release from Kino, and that is Parasite with early Demi Moore stuff. This was done in 3D for Kino. Do I have Lost Highway? I probably do. Lost, I'm not sure though. I don't know. Lost Highway is one of my better half's favorite films. Yeah, and it is such a good film. The fake David Lynch iPhone commercial. No, I don't think. I had to check that after this. Don Coscarelli's The Beastmaster. I love The Beastmaster. Elton Lynch talk. Is it a good memory, Troy, or a bad memory? Well, I do a Lynch episode. That's actually a really good idea because there's a lot to talk about with Lynch. Lynch once said that, like, because he didn't want to like unveil the killer aspect of Twin Peaks, especially not so early as they forced him to do it. He said making the mystery is incredible. What kills the mystery, but what makes it boring is revealing it. That's paraphrasing, not quite what he said. He said it much more eloquently than I just did. But I kind of agree. Dead and Breakfast. I love this film. I've heard his own music. No, I like his composer Angelo Badalamenti that used in a lot of his films. Dead and Breakfast. If you haven't seen this one, you have to see this one, or you at least have to go on after this video and you have to look up "We're Coming to Kill You" by Zach Selwyn, which is a song from this film, and it will get stuck in your head. Definitely get stuck in your head. This one has a good release, and that is Endless Nights, an Agatha Christie one. Anything Agatha Christie I'm down for. I'm a big Agatha Christie fan. The Giallo collection, there's the Case of the Bloody Iris. Then I don't think I have, actually. I'll check it out later. So, love this cover. It's a very Giallo-esque cover. This one, I'm pretty sure, does not have... Oh, no, the cover wasn't particular. It was just the way it was done. Doesn't have a Blu-ray release, I don't think, and not a good one. And I actually want this one to get a really good, like, either Scream Factory, an Arrow Video Blu-ray release, and it's Return to Horror High. It's cheesy. It's not the best film in the world, but I just really enjoyed this one. It's an early George Clooney film, actually. I really like this film. I had I had like a poster of this one along with the cheerleader camp one. So this needs a decent release. So does this one, actually. Stepford Wives. Actually, what we need is either Scream Factory or Vincent or Arrow Video to put out a Stepford Wives collection. Because there's Stepford Wives. Oh no, this is, who's the writer for Stepford Wives again? R11, right? Yeah, R11 wrote the book Stepford Wives, and William Goldman, famous screenwriter, actually wrote the screenplay for this. Oh, definitely, a lot of places in Canada are shut off right now. Like, how does it affect me right now? Well, for one, Morocco is closed its border for people coming in from Canada, which I understand, because we got. My thoughts on Slaughterhouse and Offerings. Slaughterhouse is okay. Some people like Slaughterhouse way more than me, but Offerings is fun. It's like both of them are not ones to get like early on. My family's pretty good. Like that, where hopefully my daughter was coming to see me at the end of March. We're planning that by year right now. See if because it's a bus ride and we're not quite sure. Oh no, Return to Horror High is not Stephen King. But Stepford Wives, yeah, there should be a collection about it. Stepford Wives. I think the next one is Return or Revenge of the Stepford Wives. It's got Don Johnson in it. I know there's the Children of Stepford, Stepford Children, and that one got Lori Loughlin in it. I think there might be a fourth one. There's a remake that really sucked, but Return. Thanks, Troy. But there's at least three like the original. The Stepford Children was a straight to TV film, and I don't think that's ever gotten a good release. So it would be nice to see a company put that. Let your companies know that you want Stepford Wife's collection. You do, don't you? Who wants Stepford Wife's collection? Because I do. I really do. Like Italy and Paris too. Paris, France has started a lockdown. All right, got a couple double features here before we return to Kilo Tomatoes. Big-breasted tomatoes go to the beach and take their tops off. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and Transylvania 65000. Both these have I think both these have good releases now. This was just a flipper disc done in the day. That's Nicole Kidman. It's the only reason I watch it. So, and Matthew Broderick, who also did. I think we're all going lockdown, and hopefully everybody will be better afterwards. Last newer news that I'd heard was that in Toronto they actually found the isolated with the virus. So hopefully that's going to mean good stuff in the future. Dead End Drive-In and Cut and Run, which is Ruggero Deodato, by the way. And Dead End Drive-In is it's what's his name again? I think it's Brian Trenchard Smith, right? Trenchard Smith. I can probably just look in the back of the box. Elvira, Vampirella, two very different things. Different drivers, Brian Trenchard. I knew it was Brian Trenchard, but thanks, Troy. I was too lazy to check the back of the box. Yeah, I want these to get a really great release. Three Musketeers and the Four Musketeers. I really like these films. The Richard Lester, I think, directed both these. He did both of them. Christopher Lee's actually in these films. I love these. Oliver Reed. Really, really cool collection. This is the Complete Musketeers. 2-disc set. And it's got the documentary Saga of the Musketeers, parts 1 and 2. I gotta watch that from Better Half soon, actually. I really like that one. Escape 2000, which Severin put out as, hey Soul Baron, as Turkey Run, which is under its original title. Have I seen The Royal Flash? It doesn't sound familiar, so maybe I haven't, or if I did, I forgot it. So we'll say I haven't. But I actually really like this one. Again, another Brian Trenchard Smith film. I'm a big Brian Trenchard Smith fan, actually. He does really good commentaries on those trailers from hell. I don't have Hard Day's Night. That's one I keep going to get, but I haven't picked it up yet. Malcolm McDowell. Have I seen Goodbye Emmanuel? Emmanuel 3 is Goodbye Emmanuel. Yes, I did. I've seen all the Emmanuel films because I like Emmanuel. Again, Evil Dead 2, again, with the Horror Legacy series slipcover. It's just the same release. It just has the slipcover on it. But it was free, so there you go. And the original House, which I also have on the box set. Really dug that film. Somebody mentioned Florinda Balkan. Oh, I love Florinda Balkan. Is she in Royal Flash? Do you have any 1940s with serial movies? I'm not sure if is Captain Shazam, the Captain Marvel one? Is that Shazam one? Is that one? Have you ever gotten a movie for free? Yep. When I had a friend of mine that was going totally digital, so he was giving away some of his movies, like almost all his collection except for some really big ones that he wanted to keep, some Doctor Who and stuff like that. So he gave away, came to work one day and he gave a bunch of free movies out, free to different people. He knew I liked films, so I got a nice bit of some of the stuff I got here was from him. I've also had people just yesterday, JR sent me some movies, and I've had a few people send me movies for my birthday, or some people sent me Christmas presents and stuff like that, which has been really nice. So in a way I have, but never from a company. If you mean from a company, no. I don't collect magazines now, but I used to be a big collector of Fangoria and Rue Morgue magazine. So this is Highlander. Yeah, you sent me Rewind This. Uh-huh. Was that a trap question? I've watched it so many times, too. I love documentaries. Brian S. hooked me up on a couple of Vinegar Syndrome things, actually, which I have to thank him for. By the way, there is a Pure Cinema podcast coming on Monday, which I was going to mention at the beginning of this video. Not me, but it is Something Weird video one. So definitely I recommend checking that one out. I'm so excited for that one. So what's neat is the second disc on this one here has a kind of a mini soundtrack with like just a couple songs on it. Got like Princes of the Universe, 1 Year of Love, and Friends Will Be Friends. Queen right there. Nowadays you think, yeah, Ricky, Something Weird video. So definitely keep an eye out for that one. I'm definitely watching that. This is Manhattan Baby, New York Ripper, or I thought it was. It was the Lucio Fulci Collection Volume 2. But if you want to send me more movies for my birthday, Brian, feel right, go right ahead. But when I got this one, I found that Manhattan Baby was in it, and the DVD of the original Scream Factory release for Life Force, which has the features that were taken out of the second version of the film release. So there were like some, definitely an extras about. But look at the cover, man. But Life Force, I was really excited to get this because I got the Arrow version, but this version of it, of Life Force from Scream Factory, Daz, text you later, man, got taken off the market, went out of print, and they put it back, but when they put it back, they took off some features, but the features that were missing are on the DVD. Next up is one that I think is going to get a release soon because he said he was working on it, and that is Bad Taste, which is a early Peter Jackson film. Top Midsummer, in some ways, it's very, there's reminiscence. There's definitely some reminiscent aspects over there. I got 1,429 of 50,000. Super fun film. Peter Jackson not exactly doing it really quick, is he? Of course, the 25th anniversary of Halloween, the Divimax edition. One of the big reasons I got this one, they had the 87-minute documentary of Halloween, A Cut Above the Rest on here. It always freaked me out when I was younger. Halloween did the whole Michael Myers thing. And it still does creep me out a bit. I don't know, actually. It's been a long time since I watched Bad Taste. Anybody know Peter Jackson's a cameo? Chris, you have a great evening there. Next up is Day of the Dead. Yeah, it is so-so. I'll agree with 4K on that one. It's a fun watch, but it's not his best. This, of course, has the book in here. Sometimes they do make limited with, they just don't put a number on there, and when they're gone, they're gone. I do prefer it though when they put a number, kind of let you know. I love that when companies do that. The Hard Bodies collection. I actually love the Hard Bodies films. I got the first one on Blu-ray. There's 1 and 2 on here. 2 isn't as good as part 1. Are you serious? That is pretty sad. Got sued for copyright infringement for that. Nice cover, yeah, actually, nice cover. And if you like Friday the 13th films, and you like Friday the 13th, then how can you not love Spring Break by Sean Cunningham? No, it's not Friday the 13th, but it does have the TNA from those films. I love Hard Bodies. Did you not like Hard Bodies, Troy? It's it's definitely a different film. The Hard Bodies, for anybody that hasn't seen it, is about these middle-aged men kind of almost going through like a midlife crisis. They get to go to the beach and rent out this beach house. Meanwhile, there's this kind of like this smooth operator guy who's just gotten kicked out of his place, and they hire him to teach him how to be like kind of smooth with the ladies. I definitely want to be picking up Dawn of the Dead. It is coming out in October, hopefully. I might be in Morocco by then. If that's the case, then I will fly over to London and I'll get it there. So hopefully by that time I'll be able to. Wolf Cop. Who doesn't love Wolf Cop? Was right before Temple of Doom? It screens. Are you serious? Martin too. Yeah, hell yeah. Martin, I'm even more excited about. To be honest with you. Have I seen Harmony Korine's Spring Break? I don't think I have. At least I don't remember it. Just watch me. Like, I'll go upstairs and I'll like check, and I'm like, oh wait, I've seen that film. Man Who Fell to Earth, David Bowie, Rip Torn. I like David Bowie, so these are going to be no surprise to anybody. Phantasm 3 and 4, Lord of the Dead and Oblivion, because you know it's going to have these when it came out. Spring Breakers. Yes, I love Spring Breakers. Darker film than I expected. Your mom grew up watching Hard Bodies. Your mom rocks it, dude. That's a cool film. Monster Ball. Got this one. Haven't watched it yet. There's some wrestlers on it. The first hamburger. Oh, does that have a release? The first movie I ever watched with my better half was this is one of them actually. One of the first two movies was WrestleManiac. Not the best choice for a first movie to watch on when you meet somebody. Just putting that out there now. And of course, there's Hatchet. Full moon. All right. We're getting there, guys. Phantasm. This there. Oh, Irreversible. Yeah. Not a good date movie either, dude. Trilogy of Terror. I'll only stop like when it's movies that don't ever release. Happy Hell Night's got a release now. I think it's 88 films to put this one out. If I'm correct. I could be wrong on that one though. Grave Halloween, yeah, I'm sure this is a newer one. But I'm not sure if any of the rest of the ones I'm going to show you do have Blu-ray releases. So you guys can let me know. So these are the final 5. Of course, I got a couple box sets and stuff like that, which I'll show in a minute. But first off is The Dark Room. Not sure if this ever got a good or decent Blu-ray release, but I only kind of half remember this film, to be totally honest with you. But The Dark Room is one. I don't think you want to talk about Sword and Sandal films. Somebody mentioned Sword and Sandal films, Sarah. The Sword and the Sorcerer, and I think it's Lee Horsley in this one, from Matt Houston. So I'm not quite sure. I don't think this one ever got a release as well. This one here, I think this is in the 80s film. Yeah, 82. This was done in 1982. You don't find it around a lot. Here's the poster. The guy in the poster looks nothing like the guy in the film, by the way. Oh, Darkroom. I'm sure. I thought it was 2000s early. Yes, early 2000s, like 2006 or something like that. I think came out. Yeah, the original Rey Mysterio Senior, is in WrestleMania. But yeah, I don't think this has got a good release. Is that a story with a Merlin in it? Oh, God, it's been a long time since I've seen this one. I don't think so. I know Simon McCorkin knows it. Richard Mall's in this. Richard Mall's in a bunch of these type films. And somebody said, yeah, they were correct. That is an Albert Pion film. With your chair. Dave, that's kind of cool. Something Wicked This Way Comes. This has to have a release, doesn't it? This is a really good film. And it's one of those kind of like those kind of really good like early teen, like tween horror films. Pricking up my thumb, Something Wicked This Way Comes. Really love this film. Yeah, if this got a Blu-ray release, I definitely got to get the Blu-ray of that one. Do I have The Wiz? Actually, I don't have The Wiz. Something Wicked's a really fun one, Ricky. I enjoyed it anyway. And it's the one that, it's kind of an earlier horror. Have you seen Truffaut's Fahrenheit 541? I have. The remake? I think so. This is one that I think we all want to have a Blu-ray release. Dennis Christopher in my favorite role, next to Breaking Away. Have I seen Inside? I love Inside, if we're talking about the same film. But the pregnant lady on Christmas? Yeah. But this needs, if this was announced for, well, thanks, Aubert. If this was announced but from Vinegar Syndrome, I think everybody be ready to grab this one. This is an excellent film. Basically, Dennis Christopher plays a young man that is obsessed with cinema, and he kills people dressed as different cinematic characters. Yeah, Tim Thomerson. Yeah, he plays the kind of jerky character in this one. And last but not least, one of the ones that I most want in my collection, probably because of all the characters are dressed up as. Is that it? 4K? The reason why it's in rights issues? Oh, definitely. Carlito. Fade to Black is an excellent film. Alone in the Dark. I don't have it, but I would love to have it. That definitely needs a Blu-ray release. That would be another, like, whoever gets that one and brings it out. That's a big feather in the cap of any company that brings it out. But for me, this one right here needs a Blu-ray release, and that is Cheerleader Camp. I love this movie. It is a slasher comedy, or if it's not a comedy in the sense of like a Student Botch or anything like that. It's a slasher film with some heavy comedic elements to it. Stars Betsy Russell from Angel 2 and a bunch of other films. Leif Garrett and Lucinda Dickey, who's in a ton of canon films. And I used to have this poster on my wall in college, by the way. And girls still dated me. It's shocking, but that's true. This is a really fun film. I really want a Blu-ray release of this one. It was called Bloody Pom Poms in some places, and here it is with Betsy Russell and the Bloody Pom Poms one. Isn't she gorgeous, man? Betsy Russell. She's on the list. She's on the Google Doc list. Of course, it's right up on that. Return to High is fun too. I kind of want to watch the double feature both of these, but I want them on Blu-ray, man. Oh no, the joke about Horror High, see, is that the Horror High that's out there, nothing to do with Return to Horror High. It was just it was kind of a joke by the producers when they said Return to High. There was never a Horror High at the time that the movie was sequelizing. It's one, it was a way to get people to go and see the movie, thinking it was like a sequel. And two, it was just kind of a tongue-in-cheek way to do it. If you've never seen Return to Heights, it's an unusual film. It's fun. But do I have any more of the Anchor Bay stuff? That's all my single releases, which I think is pretty good. I think we've done pretty good with the Anchor Bay stuff tonight. So, out of all that stuff there, and I said I was going to ask you guys this question. So I want you to think about it, since while I've been doing this. Is there anything there that's not out? I don't have the Classic Working Man box set. I should have picked it up, actually. Anchor Bay release. Oh, yeah, I showed Halloween there, Javid. The 25th anniversary did the first ones I put on VHS with the two VHS release. Yeah. What would you like to see put out from there on Blu-ray? And what company would you like to put it out? I love the stuff. I got to disagree. I love the stuff. And Michael Moriarty's never bad in anything. I'm going to put that stuff back. I'll be right back. And I want to answer the question. Think about it. What do you want to see from there that's not out on Blu-ray? And what company would you really like to put it out? I'll get the ball rolling. I want to see Fade to Black, and I'd like to see Vinegar Syndrome put it out. Okay, now I'll get the answer to your questions. I'll show something else. What did everybody say? I love Burt Reynolds, actually. So if anybody answers my... It's the Dawn of the Dead set. Gator's Burt Reynolds. There's two movies, actually. Gator and White Lightning, which is a sequel to Gator. No, sorry, Gator's a sequel to White Lightning. Both are some of his earlier films and some of his best work. Anything? I know you answered. You said Scream Factory. And they're both out by Kino, by the way, from Kino. The Gator and White Lightning. And this is a release that 4K is talking about. The best release, one of the best releases that they ever put out. And I agree. And it is, there's another one here too. Where's it at? That I think is a really good release. I'm just like perusing my my box sets here to see if I can find it. If I can find it, we're going to move this over a bit so I can actually grab it rather than actually having to take this thing off again. Guess we're not, because I can't see it here. But they did a really good release of Evil Dead as well, like a definitive Evil Dead, which is a 3-disc one with the ladies of Evil Dead. That is really well done. There it is right there. Okay. Let's do a different angle. So, Stay Scared. I would have loved him at Romero Man. is Dolls. So if Dolls comes back, if you miss out on Dolls and it comes back in again, get Dolls. It's a really great release. If not, I think 101 Films might have put it out in the UK. So if you got a region free player, I'm not sure if it's region free or not. So you might want to check into that as well, because Dolls is a film that I do think belongs in everybody's collection. I've seen the last. Excuse me. Have I seen the last movie star? So this is the Don did a release that 4K is talking about. It was the ultimate release back in the day. It has three versions of the film: the U.S. theatrical version, the the extended version, and the De Argento European cut of the film. What's my favorite Halloween series film? I want to say Halloween, but actually Friday. I like Friday 13th a lot. Friday 13th and Phantasm. I go back and forth. And there's like a fourth disc of like documentaries, like the original Roy Frumkus document, The Dead is on here. The Dead Will Walk Among Us, the documentary. So when it opens up, see this here. Comes open like this. Rubinstein, that is nice. I don't mind sound by anybody. I'm just not as fancy as you guys. So you can see which Phantasm do I like the most? I'll probably go with the first. That's a pretty boring answer, but it's true. And also in here, there's a booklet, with a map of them all, and a comic book, Don Dead comic book as well, from IDW Press. And here is the mall map right here, which also has the features on it. So a lot of stuff. So we'll see if they can top this with Second Sight's release. And I actually have good faith in Second Sight. I kind of think that they're going to find a way to top this. And I really hope they do. And that I can afford to buy it. I haven't missed any of your comments. The keep. I really want the keep. I'm heading out in a minute now too, by the way. This has been a much longer video than I thought. So this is the last one I'm going to show tonight, and that is Evil Dead, the Ultimate Edition. I love the artwork on this. You open up, it's a hard kind of like box one. Way before hard boxes were done, by the way. Japanese laser disc. Oh. Opens up like this. This is like, see, Evil Dead was put out many times with many different covers. You get to see a couple of the covers here. Also have the Blu-ray steelbook of Evil Dead as well. There's another one of the covers that Evil Dead came out under. And one under here as well. As you can see, there is the Evil Dead widescreen and full frame edition. And the Ladies of the Evil Dead. Yeah, that's what I wanted to end on, actually. I wanted people to to kind of. This came out a while back in the $5 bin during Halloween at Walmart. So keep your eyes out. And they are making a new screen. I'm actually excited about that. Hopefully they're going to have some of the original cast in there. What do you think? As I go now, before I go, hey Neil, man, Just John, welcome to the cult, man, and thank you so much for coming. Hopefully this is your first of many times. What does everybody think that Scream Factory release is going to, that Vinegar Syndrome release that is going to be announced on the 27th is going to be? Some people have said Red, it could be released from there. Some people think it's going to be more of a horror release or more of a kind of a mainstreamy type one. So as we go out here for our Saturday call to cinema, and we've ran at almost 100 minutes now, give me your best guess on what you think Vinegar Syndrome is going to announce for the 27th to their big halfway to Black Friday release. That they think is going to get everybody more excited than anything they've announced so far. Now, they've announced the Angel set, Tammy and the T-Rex 4K release, the Giallo set, the Forgotten Giallo, like Spanish horror Giallo set. They've got the Amityville collection, Curse collection that's come out. And now they're saying there's something that's coming out that's their biggest release to date. What could it be? Because they put out some pretty big stuff. The Angel Collection for me was a dream release. Was there New Wave Hookers? I don't think that one's. Well, they could put out the re-release of it, like because that movie is re-put out after with the Tracy Lord scenes taken out and someone else put in there. There was actually there was like I think because that was a big hit like for them. But no, it's a standard release, but not a standard. It's what's it going to be? Ilsa. Ilsa would kill it for me, Neil. Ilsa's one that I wanted for like a long time. Diane Thorne recently passed away. If they could get the release with the Tigress of Siberia, with the fourth film in there, man, that would be incredible. I love to have the trilogy, but if they could get the, I watched it on the phone. Hey, JR, welcome, man. Pretty sure Raz is going to Seven Kids. That would actually be good for Seven Kids. It would fit Seven Kids better, actually. You got me kind of excited, Neil, about the Ilsa thing. I hope it happens. Because that would be what I'd recently checked with Chef Factory to do my video. Excellent. Well, let me know if you find anything cool from Chef Factory. When is Deadline coming out? Is that one in March? Is that a March release, guys? Harakiri. I got that. Actually, is that? Do I have that here? Is it Harakiri? I haven't watched Harakiri yet because it is in my condo right now in Morocco. Because I want to watch a bunch of my Criterion stuff and do a big video on them. So I brought them all there. It's going to be one of my first videos when I go to Morocco. Actually, when I start on I'm doing eventually, guys. I'll be doing a podcast as well, and I will have some of you guys guest hosting on some of those podcasts. So see that that'll be coming in the future. What was the announcement for Vinegar Syndrome? Well, what they said basically was that there was an update that April pre-orders are going live on Monday afternoon. But this is the big one. Halfway to Black Friday sale, the pre-orders for that is going to be happening from the 27th to the 29th of March. And they're going to announce a big reveal on the 27th. A release that they say that they're extremely excited about. This is their biggest release to date. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. You're still getting like a cool review from it because I'm super stoked about that. You know how exciting it is to get something come, like you and JR and like Brian stuff that sent me stuff, and I'm like a kid at Christmas, so it means a lot. Hey George, have a great evening there, and get some cool stuff. You're always sending me some cool pictures of stuff you got from the UK. I don't know. Right now, Javid, some stuff is being put on hold because flights to Morocco are canceled right now. You can't fly there from Canada. Morocco said shut their, they want to keep everything contained. They're smartly shutting down flights, which I think you're going to see a lot more. So there we go, guys. We'll keep thinking of that. We'll hope that Neil's right, and it's going to be an Ilsa set, because I would kill for an Ilsa set. Yeah, if Vincent says it's going to be big, they have not been wrong on any of this stuff. When they said Tammy the T-Rex, and people were like, well, how's that really big? Yeah, it was the uncut version of Tammy the T-Rex. The Curse collection from Amityville. The Angel set. Check your last comment. What is that? I think they put it in the movie called No Such Thing. Is that a joke? The yearly subscription is pretty expensive. I wish too expensive for me right now. They do like a half year subscription on the halfway to Black Friday sale. So if you don't want to like dip your toes in completely, because I think it's like $800 or something like that, or maybe more, for like a year subscription. If you want to just give it a try first and get like a 6-month subscription, They only do it once a year, and they do it during the halfway to Black Friday sale. Black Friday sale, they do the yearly subscription. But if you want to try it first, maybe I think it's like 400 or 500, something like that. Then the halfway to Black Friday sale is the best time to try that one, Neil, because you'll get like your lease, you get the half year, and by the time like Black Friday comes around, you might decide, okay, I'm going to go for the whole year thing. But it'll be a nice way to check it out without having to spend that much money on it. And with that being said, at 105 minutes, longer than most exploitation films that I watch here in my collection, I am Aaron. This is my movie library. You guys are the call to cinema. You guys rock. And I'll see you here next time. Fantasy film, huh? It's been a great evening. I've had a great night with you guys. Neil, 4K, Sculder, Ragman, Jar, Jay, all you guys. Jav, make sure you come back next time, and let's keep it going. It is time for tea. See you, Rick.